This fall, as students across Los Angeles return to classrooms, they are focused on more than just homework and test scores. They're stepping back into classrooms with more on their minds than ever before.
Our parents, grandparents, cousins, anybody in our family could get taken away from them.
For many, it's about adaptability, survival, and hope.
Pali, again, isn't just a school, we're a community.
With some students facing new fears from the impacts of federal immigration enforcement, others still coping with the loss of their homes and their communities. There's also a sense of optimism and hope.
With everyone going through a tragedy and it striking our whole community, we've really been able to open up with each other and create stronger friendships.
From a high school football team impacted by the Altadena wildfire gearing up for a comeback, to LAUSD rolling out a brand new school lunch menu, serving up creative dishes and fresh new flavors. There are signs of progress and promise as the new school year begins.
Good morning, good morning.
We go beyond the classroom to bring you the stories impacting students, their reality, their resilience, and their return to school. Hi everyone, I'm Kate Cagle and welcome to this Spectrum News special, Back to School, the Year Ahead. It's a new school year filled with new routines, and many students are heading back to school while navigating some of the toughest challenges their families and their communities have ever faced. When the January 7th wildfires tore through the Pacific Palisades, the damage was devastating. Now, 7 months later, classes are back in session at Palisades Charter High School. But for some, this means adjusting to big changes at home and at school. Chase Beach has the story.
If you break it, if you lose your charger, if something happens, you're responsible. So there's a fee that you have to pay to graduate.
She's leading the charge into a new school year. Rising senior Alessandra Santini is Palisades Charter High School's student body president. On a recent afternoon, she was giving tours to incoming ninth graders. Alessandra knows this building like the back of her hand.
We're going to take this staircase, go to first floor.
But it isn't the high school home she's used to. After the Palisades fire burned 40% of their campus, the entire student body moved here to an empty Sears department store in Santa Monica after spending 3 months on Zoom.
I didn't enjoy COVID, and I'm the type of person that needs to communicate directly and see faces. So I was really excited to come back to Sears.
But relocating 2,500 students to an unfinished and unfurnished old department store hasn't been straightforward. There are no doors anywhere in the building because they would have added hundreds of thousands of dollars to construction costs. Many classrooms are windowless, and limited stairwells mean traffic jams between class times are common.
Go!
While students like Alessandra say they're grateful for the space, everyone here is eager to get back to the Palisades High School campus soon, in part because of budget constraints. Pali High principal Dr. Pam McGee says rent here is $200,000 a month.
We've been fortunate that we've had folks who've stepped up. We've benefited from some of the fire aid.
Dr. McGee says they hope to be back on campus by next January. Alessandra says the fires have helped her learn a lesson that isn't taught in textbooks.
Fires will forever be in our hearts, but Pali, again, isn't just a school, we're a community.
A historic lesson for these high schoolers in resilience.
The students at Pali High have shown a lot of heart and a lot of strength over the past several months. Now, turning to another issue impacting students, national studies show that Gen Z is reporting higher rates of anxiety and depression than any generation before it. To fight this, one high school senior is pushing for change alongside her school district, all in the hopes of increasing mental health access for those who need it. Genevieve Glass has the story.
Advocacy has always come naturally to high school senior Isabel Brandt Tavar.
I know that we as a society can thrive so much more if we all just had access to resources.
She's been speaking out on behalf of herself and her peers since the 8th grade. This year, she's helping lead a back-to-school push for mental health awareness.
Mental wellness is the key to success. I think a lot of times we as a society put a lot of these stresses on ourselves, a lot of these expectations, and coming from an immigrant household and seeing how, yes, education is the only way out, but sometimes when we focus too much on finding this said way out, it can cause adverse effects.
Nationwide, 4 in 10 students reported persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. 2 in 10 seriously considered attempting suicide, and nearly 1 in 10 attempted suicide. All that's according to the latest 2023 CDC data. And that was before a year filled with wildfires and immigration crackdowns. Dr. Smitha Malhotra, Chief Medical Director at LAUSD, says mental health support is needed now more than ever.
They're living in fear of deportation, fear of being marginalized, fear of being forgotten.
In LAUSD, the second largest school district in the country, more than 80% of students live in poverty. And of the nearly 30,000 immigrant students, about a quarter are undocumented. The district is stepping up with a new telehealth program for mental health, not just for students, but for their families too.
And I'm here to help you. How are you today?
Any parent in our district can request mental health services for their children through their parent portal, and we will connect them with a therapist.
Also this year, in response to students' requests, the district is launching a new campaign called I Matter. It calls for teachers and staff to check in on students' mental health more often, opening doors for conversations that didn't always exist. Isabella says she's proud to be making a difference and encourages her peers to keep reaching out for help.
It's intimidating, and I was intimidated at one point too, but it's okay because we all together need to make sure that we are well enough to succeed in our future.
In a time when many young people feel alone in the shadows, Isabella and her school district working to make mental health support more accessible.
Coming up, we'll take you inside an effort to train teachers and staff on how to react if immigration agents arrive at their school. Welcome back to our Spectrum News special, Back to School, the year ahead. Chronic absenteeism is a challenge at schools across the country, and the Los Angeles Unified School District is stepping up its efforts to bring students back to the classroom. From incentives to family outreach, LAUSD is rolling out new strategies aimed at boosting attendance. Our Joe Kwan has more on how the district is tackling the issue head on.
You'll start seeing school buses back on the streets soon. The first day of school for LA Unified students like 6-year-old Isaac Pagwe is this week. His favorite part of the school day?
Recess.
Of course, but he also likes something else.
To do math.
His mom, Lucia Barona, says a few times last year he missed math and recess. She says sometimes it was because he was sick or because of her job. She didn't really have anyone to go pick him up. Isaac is a student at Sheridan Street Elementary in East LA. During the 2023-2024 school year, which is the latest data available online, more than a quarter of students at a school missed at least 10 days of school. The students are part of what's called chronic absenteeism. LAUSD considers students who attend less than 91% of the school year to be part of that group. During the 2023-2024 school year, 31.1% of the district's students were chronically absent. LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho says the rate for last school year has dropped to 29%. He says mental health is one of the reasons for kids missing school.
Secondly, there are fears specific to immigration actions.
To help reduce the rates of missed school days, the superintendent, along with community partners, have hopped on a bus to start knocking on doors to speak with families about resources like transportation methods and a wellness hotline to help kids get to class. They stopped by Isaac's home.
We have various ways of providing education, whether it is at school or for children and families facing special circumstances. We have virtual options available as well.
But he says the top priority remains kids getting an education and families having the resources to get them to school. And Isaac can't wait to get back.
Excited.
Back to math and, of course, recess.
All right.
LAUSD is tackling an issue for families who live in another part of the school district. In the San Fernando Valley, immigration enforcement fears aren't just playing out at homes and workplaces, they're also reaching into classrooms. Teachers are being trained by a local nonprofit to protect and guide students if ICE agents show up near their schools. As Lydia Pentaces reports, it's preparation they hope they'll never need, but one they feel is necessary.
Starting high school is tough for any teenager, but for Eduardo Guerrero Jr., who I spoke with just after orientation, the pressure isn't just to new friends or homework. It's about immigration enforcement.
They just go around taking people that look like dark skin and all that, and they don't really care sometimes about your rights and all that.
His mother, Guillermina Rosales, says the fear is constant. Knowing teachers are now being trained on how to respond to immigration enforcement brings her some peace of mind.
It's something that we don't plan, something it's not planned for.
That's why Unión del Barrio in Los Angeles, an immigrant rights group, is stepping in, offering training to educators on what to do if ICE shows up at school. Ron Goches, the organization's founder in Los Angeles, who is also a high school teacher, says more than 600 teachers have already been trained.
Everything that we are training teachers to do is absolutely legal. We know we're not trying to do anything that would break the law. At the same time, we're trying to do everything possible to make it as difficult as possible for these mass kidnappers to kidnap any of our students, our families, or community members.
The concern isn't hypothetical. In April, Homeland Security agents tried to enter 2 LAUSD campuses. Both times, school staff denied them access. DHS said the officers were with Homeland Security Investigations conducting wellness checks on unaccompanied minors and that their visit was not related to immigration enforcement. LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho made it clear protecting students is non-negotiable.
We are in a fight for the well-being of our kids, and we are not going to abdicate our professional or moral responsibility to do all we can to protect our kids.
But federal officials are intensifying their focus on sanctuary cities.
In sanctuary cities, where our priority is now, you force us in the community to arrest a bad guy, find a bad guy. If he's with others who are in the country illegally, they're coming too.
Eduardo says he's grateful for the support from LAUSD and that teachers are being trained by Unión del Barrio, but the fear isn't gone.
That our parents, grandparents, cousins, anybody in our family could get taken away from them.
A fear that educators say no student should ever carry with them into the classroom.
And across the city, there are teachers who are advocating for some of the youngest learners. Since 1965, the Head Start program has offered early childhood education and support to low-income families. But with funding and access to the program facing new challenges, educators and advocates are working to protect these services. Our Vanya Patino got an inside look at the program.
While her daughter spends her day learning, Ninoska Melendez is working to provide. It's a win-win that she says is simply not possible without the Head Start program.
To be honest, I depend 100% on it. That way I can go to work and I can support my child.
The year-round federally funded program began 60 years ago to help all low-income families with early childhood development. But that could soon change as the Department of Health and Human Services under the Trump administration announced a policy change requiring proof of citizenship for all participating children. Although Ninoska wouldn't be impacted, she disagrees with the proposal.
Education has to be for everyone. It doesn't matter if you have documents or not.
The implementation is paused for now, as many states, including California, have already challenged this in court. And although enrollment has not changed here, site supervisor Patty Arrua says the immigration rates nearby have taken a toll on their parent community.
This past June, what we noticed a decline in attendance, a fear of the parents, bringing their children here, being probably taken from our parking lots.
Attendance has jumped back up to normal levels this July, but she says back in June they worked to try and supplement the services.
A lot of parents were afraid to step out of their homes We went to food banks. We got baskets together. We delivered it to them.
And losing that support is why this potential change has brought alarm, says Luis Bautista, Executive Director of Head Start and Early Learning Division at the Los Angeles County Office of Education.
You know, in my mind, I don't think of a 3-year-old as illegal, right? I think of a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old as needing access to high quality early education in order for them to really become prepared to enter K-12, right? And be successful in their academic careers.
He says they don't know how many of the children in the program are undocumented, but as the state's largest Head Start grantee, they serve about 10,000 children and families in Los Angeles every year. As for the court case, it is set to resume in September. Until then, it's a glimmer of hope Ninoska is holding on to.
So hopefully it works out.
Wanting to see all children have access to the resources they need for a successful future.
Up next, a high school football team gears up for a big comeback after the wildfires. Welcome back to our Spectrum News special, Back to School the Year Ahead. Back to school means high school football is back, and after a tough year off the field, one high school football team is ready to make this season count as they move forward after the devastating Eaton fire. Our Timothy Parker has the story.
The sounds of football in the valley below the mountains at John Muir High School in Pasadena.
We want to be the one of the 11 that do the right thing.
Many of these players, like Diego Delgado, entered this year after the worst offseason of their lives because of the Eaton fire in January.
As soon as I heard about fires and how close they were, I honestly knew that our house was going to be gone.
Diego and his family lost their Altadena home and have been displaced to Arcadia.
There's still a bunch of people still displaced, still needing housing, materials and stuff.
But it's not just the players.
Go, get there.
Head coach Lance Mitchell is trying to be strong for his student athletes, but his parents lost his childhood home in the Altadena flames.
It changed our lives forever, right? Everything, all memories, everything that I can remember as a childhood was happening at that house, right? So losing that at the time, or feeling like we lost that, it's traumatic.
He says about half of the staff and players were victims of the Eaton fire. Being back together is a form of healing.
Making it a safe place, making it a place where the kids want to be, so that they can take their mind off of what's going on at home. And that's what football is in general for a lot of people.
For Diego, football bringing brotherhood for many who are dealing with a very difficult year.
With everyone going through a tragedy and it striking our whole community, we've really been able to open up with each other and create stronger friendships and really tie the team together.
And he's happy to be back, getting ready for a brand new season of battle.
The team's comeback is a reminder of how healing a fresh start can be. Well, across town, LAUSD is spicing up school lunches with a brand new menu, and students are in for a tasty surprise. Our Natalie Basha got an inside look at what's cooking in the cafeteria.
At LAUSD, it takes a full year to craft a new school menu, and the district takes into account student preferences, but also student-crafted meals. Brandon Espinoza, who's a senior at John H. Francis Polytechnic, was on the team of students whose Korean bibimbap bowl won the district's inaugural Celebrity Chef and Student Challenge. And that recipe will be on the new menu in the coming school year.
I just like seeing the smile on people's faces when they try people's food or my food in general.
Brandon presented his dish at the annual LAUSD Cafe LA tasting event.
We started off with the spicy sauce that coated the meat and we sauteed it.
Where other school menu items were also presented to a group of students and officials to rate in a taste test.
I like the mac and cheese. I'm gonna have to go with the beef birria burrito.
Among the new menu items are a beef and egg breakfast pastry, homemade mac and cheese, chicken sliders, a birria burrito, and a mango parfait.
We have things that are coming on the menu next year that we started thinking about a year ago.
Jamie Ginsberg is the culinary innovation chef at LAUSD, and she says in order for any dish to make the cut, it has to hit specific criteria.
So we have certain goals that we have to serve our students in order to fit the USDA guidelines. So that's number one. Price obviously is number two. And from there, we obviously take the students' opinions in the back of our mind as well.
The Food Services Division of LAUSD is one of the largest in the country. They serve over 530,000 meals across the district every single day. Now, Brandon says he was so inspired by his time crafting the Korean bibimbap dish that he's decided to go into the culinary arts.
Right after high school, I plan to get into the restaurant business and then maybe get into the private chef industry. Yeah.
And he's hoping that all the students will enjoy his dish now on LAUSD's new school menu.
From resilience to a fresh start, we wish students and families a strong year ahead. I'm Kate Cagle. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.